Thank you for volunteering for Leonard Springs Nature Day. This is the orientation for the Karst station. This station is divided into two parts, and when you get a group at your station, you will spend 15 minutes with them, and then you will rotate with the opposite Karst station. As you rotate, make sure you remind students to be in a single file line and stay to the right of the staircase as they're passing the other group. So we're going to do the Karst 1 station first, and that station is located at the cave, the sinkhole at the top of the hill. And at this station you will be facilitating the Karst groundwater model. For this station you'll have a table, you'll have the groundwater model, and a tote of all of your supplies, and a jug of water. You have your facilitator guide, which I hope that you review before you watch this video to see your supplies, and you have your station on Karst 1 here, sinkhole station. So a little bit of background here and then the procedure. But when you first arrive at the park, all of your supplies will be at your station, and you'll want to set up the Karst groundwater model, which is located in this big black box. When you open up the box, you've got lots of styrofoam, and you'll want to take out this plexiglass piece here. And then you will not need this box for the rest of the day, so you can just set it under your table. The rest of your supplies to set this up are in the bin. First of all, you'll need the stand. 2 wooden blocks go down, and you'll want these words facing out. Also in your box, you have a pump, and the top of the pump. This rubber piece fits down here, and the pump is inserted into this tube, is inserted into this marked pumping well. So as you're demonstrating the model, that is where you will pump water from. You pump using a squeezing motion. Your hand may get tired of this throughout the day. The kids love to help. So utilize their interest in the model by having them pump the pump. Take turns if you'd like. So you've got the model set up here, and you've got some little critters that you can add to the top. This is the surface of the ground. So within this station, as you noticed in the instructions, you're going to be talking about the impacts on a karst system. You're going to explain karst system to the kids and talk about the impacts of what happens on the surface to what happens underground to our groundwater. So to do that, you've got lots of little critters if you want to talk about farms. You've got maybe a car or a plane that you can use to talk about human impacts. So you can set up different scenarios. You can make it different throughout the day to keep yourself entertained as well. So you'll have all of these things out and ready to go. You'll also have a map of the watershed, so you can explain where the water that is in Leonard Springs comes from. And it also shows the flow of water, so you can talk about where it goes to, down to the spring, down to the wetland area, which the kids will visit or have visited. So you can talk about how what happens upstream affects downstream. You also have some graphics of just this kind of model as well. And you also will have some contaminants. So when you're using the model, you can add pollutants to the model. And to do that, you might have some farm animals or planes or some kind of oil spill or trash that happens here above the sinkhole, which is representative of the sinkhole that's behind you. And maybe something happens and something gets spilled onto the ground as it rains, which you can use another water bottle for. some rain. The water flows down, taking the contaminants into the sinkhole, and you can see the colored water as it flows down through this model, which is what happens in a karst system as it is all open and not soil. So once you need to extract water, say for a drinking well, which is what this would represent, once you start pumping that water out, what's going to come out but that colored water, which contains whatever it was you were talking about, whatever your story was that time. If you have problems with the model, that maybe the water's not flowing down, there is a repair kit which has some vinegar which can help break up anything that might be clogging the screen, or you might just try flushing more water down to help flush it through the system. So different ways to kind of troubleshoot. We'll also have an extra model there, so if things go terribly wrong, then you will still have something that you can utilize. If you have questions, there will be coordinators around all day, and we'll be able to help you if you need help setting it up, or if you have any trouble with things not working. So that is the Karst 1 station. And after 15 minutes of talking about karst and exploring this model, then you'll switch to the other station. You at the Karst 1 station, at this station, will repeat your lesson, your 15-minute lesson for the group that's coming up. For the second group, there aren't many supplies for this one because you are going to be at an awesome shelter cave. So you've got your supplies at the park. You will be on one side of the fence, and the kids can gather in the stairwell area, and you can discuss cave critters. We're going to have some pretty cool stuff for you to show, some bat models and some great photographs of cave critters for you to talk about the adaptations that cave animals have. And you're also going to talk about the different zones of a cave, all of which are listed in your facilitator guide. Now, once you go over this information, provided everything is going well, the kids are responsive and paying attention, they'll have a chance to enter the cave. Please refer to that guide for those important safety information, that not to touch the cave, remind them not to touch the cave as it can stunt the growth of formations that are in the cave, and make sure safety first as they're crossing that bar, that you're helping any kids that need assistance and making sure that it's slow, orderly, and give them a good amount of time to explore the cave. That's been a favorite part of the program in the past, and we are bringing it back this year because we want to give it a try going back into the cave. So give them an opportunity to explore, and then if you are in the first part of the station, this is your first 15 minutes, again you'll switch with the other station and repeat your lesson in the second half. If you have other questions after you review your facilitator guide, or if you would like to meet me at the park, talk on the phone, or email me, I'm happy to answer any questions you have. Just get in touch with me and let me know. And thank you again for volunteering.